Hello and welcome to the Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host tonight, Harrison Watt, standing in for Rob Bentley. Got a great show planned for you this evening. Tonight, we'll catch up with Ferris State volleyball head coach Tia Brandel-Wilhelm, as well as the new coach of Ferris State women's soccer, Greg Henson. But first, I'm joined by Josh Miller, assistant coach linebackers here for Ferris State football. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Harrison. I appreciate it.
I know you're new on staff, and that can be a little tricky getting to know the players, but obviously you've got a really talented and experienced group at the linebacker position. How has that transition been for you so far?
Yeah, the transition's been really easy, actually. Like you noted, I have a great group of guys, Avante, Sam Hybor, Liam Daly, John, as well as others that are very veteran guys that are just class guys. You know, they're very respectful, they're very accommodating, they've helped with the transition. They've made my life very easy as a first month employee, so it's been a joy.
So how did you find your way to Ferris State? What stuck out about them? You know Coach Anise a little bit.
Right. So I'm making my way from Bowling Green State University, and what kind of stuck out with Coach Anise and the Ferris State football program is actually, funny story. I interviewed for Coach Rock's position, and I had no ties to the program, and interviewed well. And Coach Anise and I hit it off, and really our morals aligned as far as what we expect from the student athletes, what we demand. Pushing them to be the best while giving them the best, and really allowing them to find themselves in the realm of athletics. So obviously Coach Rock got the offensive position, and then when Coach Brady left to go to Saginaw, he asked me if I would take this interview, and obviously I did, because I wanted to work for a program that's had the success they had under a coach that has led them to where they are, and thought it was a good opportunity to continue on with my career.
Obviously you get a program that you're the new guy in a room of very experienced players that have been around each other for many years, and players that, the elephant in the room, they were in the national championship game last year at
Right.
this level. What's that been like, getting to know these guys and getting immersed in this culture where you're one of the new guys in the room?
Yeah, they've done a great job of bringing me along well. There's not anything within our defensive scheme that we do that they don't know. So as much as, I'm teaching them new things, and they're being very open to what I have to suggest to them to make them better football players, they're also advancing me along and kind of how things have been done in the past and things that we've had success. And then I just try to do my best to build upon it and show them, things that I've done which might take us to another level, in attempts to help us accomplish our goal, and that's win every single day, and in attempts to get back to where they were.
Obviously here looking at camp, camp can be an interesting time, obviously in a new surface and all these great things and things that can be a lot to kind of just take in at once. What so far in camp have you guys accomplished, and how do you feel about this group?
Yeah, so the surface, like you said, a brand new field at Top Tagger Field is a great field. Guys are loving it, as it's a lot easier on the joints. One of the neat things that I think Coach Anise does is his playbook is his playbook, and it's in day one. So it forces us defensively to have all of our adjustments and a good portion of our installs in, and really allows us to elevate our level of football, because offensively they're going to be bringing it every single day. As talented as we are and experienced as we are in the defensive group, they're equally as experienced on offense. So iron sharpens iron, and they certainly have done that for us from a defensive standpoint this fall camp.
Yeah, the big thing with Coach Anise is, over the last 7 years, one of the best offenses in all of football. You look at levels college football and up, and there aren't many that can really hold a candle to this one. I know that challenges your defense every day, but this has been a defense that's been very good, was very good last year, and brings back a lot of pieces. What have you liked so far about this defensive group?
The defensive group is a great group of guys. Obviously, we're going to do our best to stop the run first and make teams one-dimensional as much as we can. But we got a really talented group of receivers that have really allowed our DBs to grow in a positive manner. We've brought in some kids that have elevated that competition as well, and I think as a whole, we've got a whole lot better because of it. And with some of the things that I'm bringing over, I'm asking those guys in the linebacker group to cover a little bit more. Not that they weren't asked to cover in previous years, but use different techniques to try to fill those holes in coverages that have given us trouble in years past.
Looking ahead to the early part of the season, an interesting schedule. You get a Thursday night game at home against Findlay before making a really long trip out to the west coast of the United States before coming back to play a great conference opponent. The first three games, obviously very key. Got to win all of them. to put yourself in a good position for the playoffs. But looking at what's directly in front of you, how challenging is this early schedule?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the schedule. Coach Anise stated today in the staff meeting, I don't know if there's another D2 team that has a harder schedule as far as the first 3 weeks are concerned and what we have to accomplish. So we got a very tough opponent at home with Findlay. From a defensive standpoint, they're returning four of their 5 starting linemen. They got a transfer quarterback and another transfer receiver with a very talented running back and some talented skill positions around him. So that'll be difficult. And then you go out to Central Washington where, the trip in itself can be daunting, but they're a playoff team and they've had a lot of success themselves. So as much as a business trip that's going to be for us, we have a lot of battles than just the game itself to be played. And then after the game, the short turnaround of flying home on Sunday, us as coaches got to break down Ashland, who is a very formidable opponent, is always in the playoff contention, is always in competition to win the GLIAC, and game plan for them. And every game that we've been in recent years has been a battle with those guys. So it'll be a task, and as long as we win the day, each and every day, as Coach Neese harps upon, I think we'll be all right.
You talked a little bit about Findlay. That's the first one up here. They bring back those 4 offensive linemen that are all seniors right now, good running back and all that stuff. On the defensive side of the football, what do you guys have to control in order to have success on Thursday night?
Yeah, I think what we have to control is the line of scrimmage. If we can control the line of scrimmage, we give ourselves a better chance to get off on third down situations. Once we get in third down situations, expand upon the variety of coverages that we've grown upon and really have gotten better at as camp has gone on to allow us to create havoc and hopefully cause some confusion and hopefully turnovers on Thursday.
How have you liked your group so far in camp? I know still trying to get to know a lot of people, I would imagine, but yeah. What are you thinking this year in terms of this group? It was one of the better defenses in the country last year.
Yeah, every day I'm trying to learn one more name with another face, but I think as a group they do a great job of bringing energy every single day. Coach Anise harps upon it. We demand it. And they've done a great job. I think one thing that he mentioned was that the DB group specifically is always bringing energy, and it's not fake energy. They're out there, they're pushing each other, they're hyping each other up, they're really chirping with the receivers a little bit, and it's growing their confidence. So as a standpoint, that chemistry is really starting to come along, and guys now this game week have started to get the reps that they needed to with each other to even grow upon us as a defense to get us to where we need to be.
Well, looking like a good defense coming back. And Josh, again, welcome to Ferris State, and thanks for joining us here.
Appreciate it. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
When we come back, we'll catch up with Ferris State women's soccer head coach Greg Henson coming up next on the Ferris Sports Update.